This segment brought to you by Kansas Wheat. Learn more at rediscoverwheat.org.
Welcome back to Farm Factor. Up first today, Duane Toews is with Jim Gulliford and Colonel Hannon to explain the new WOTUS rule.
Duane Toews joining you once again on the program, an opportunity to talk with a couple of individuals that are instrumental in waters of the U.S. Certainly it impacts agriculture and the citizens of Kansas and across the country as well. We'll start with EPA Region 7 Administrator Jim Gulliford. Jim, we think about really coming back to some common sense of what Congress had hoped to do in terms of protecting water quality, but protecting citizens as well.
Sure, that's the whole point of the Clean Water Act, is to assure water quality across the country, protect the nation's navigable waters. And this new rule, Waters of the U.S. rule, is designed to make sure that our waters are clean, they're navigable, but that the federal government doesn't step beyond its authority in what's authorized by the Clean Water Act in terms of dealing with those water quality protections.
We think about why that's important. Obviously, in a year that we come off of with extreme flooding events, there's a lot of talk about water and how we manage it.
Yeah, yes, there is. And it's obviously the unfortunate nature of those flooding events as well. We're concerned for that, but at the same time, we want to make sure that our waters are protected, but that farmers and ranchers understand what their responsibilities are as well if they're dealing with either the Corps of Engineers or the Environmental Protection Agency in terms of water management. Now we have a rule that's more specific, that will protect our navigable waters, the tributaries, both the intermittent and perennial streams that feed them, as well as then lakes that are formed as we've dammed up those tributaries.
Talking from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers perspective, William Hannon joins us as well. William, talk a little bit about how the Corps plays a part in this as well.
So what's key for us is working with our partners, EPA, who sets policy, Congress who sets our laws, and really what our regulators do is come to those fair and balanced decisions based on those rules and regulations, and working with all the partners, really at the federal, state, local level, to come to those things that kind of balance economic development, farmers being able to do their job, local landowner requirements, along with our laws and policies of the United States.
To either of you, we think about the realities are that it is everyone's water, and trying to do that in a manner that's fair and equitable, I think, is what most people want, but just making common sense with some science base to it as well.
Sure. One of the things that the Clean Water Act does authorize is the delegation of many of those program responsibilities to our states. And so the Kansas Department of Health and Environment, working with local individuals, USDA, Soil and Water Conservation Districts. There's a lot of people that are there and a lot of agency authorities that help farmers. But the biggest point is that things are clear as to what those responsibilities are, and that the farmer is allowed to make decisions regarding conservation practices and how they manage water on their property.
Speaking to the Corps' play in this as well, I know there's certainly people that were maybe disenfranchised with how some things went with the flooding that we had. The realities are you guys work under a set of guidelines and principles that you must follow as well.
Oh, we do. And, our number one priority in the Kansas City District right now is response to the 2019 flood. It was the longest flood in this region's history, 279 days. And we're still right in the mix of levee rehab along the Missouri River and some of the tributaries. So that's still our number one priority. We're moving a little faster than we did in 1993 in the 2011 floods, but it's still definitely one of our big priorities.
Well, our thanks to Mr. Hannon and Mr. Gulliford joining us on the program. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. The Kansas Soybean Update is coming up next. Stay tuned.